Hello my friend and welcome back. My name is Hannah and today I want to talk about some new makeup releases. If you're curious about anything that I mentioned in today's video, what I'm currently wearing on my face, and what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links down below in the description box. None of my links are sponsored or affiliated because if they were, you would be the first to know because then that means I'm kind of someone important on the internet. I'm not using anybody else's affiliated links. They're clean links for those of you that care. Before I get into today's video, I do want to point out my jacket. I don't know, have you guys watched Dodo Hetero? Like, how cool is this jacket right now? It's awesome. I wear this to work and I feel really cool. And if you've never watched Dodo Hetero, you should definitely watch it because it's really good. There's only one season. The manga is finished. I hope we get a season 2. Season 1's been out for a while, but I mean, I don't know. They might treat it like they did Attack on Titan. And remember when we waited like 4 years for like season 2 or something like that? Like it was a really long time. I can wait. I mean, I waited as long as I did for the Final Fantasy VII remake. That game was supposed to come out on the PlayStation 2. It came out on the ass end of the PlayStation 4. But I'm going to scoot over so you can see the picture of what I'm talking about. I haven't posted one of these videos in a few weeks, so I don't even know where to leave off. So I'm just gonna go with what I'm interested in. And the first thing is the new Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. There's 4 shades, I believe. This hasn't been released yet. She announced this back on like what, April 27th? I feel like it's coming out soon. It's probably gonna be on her website first. I'm really into cream bronzers and I do have a cream bronzer that I currently like, but I'm also currently taking a break from that brand. And I don't know, I think Charlotte Tilbury has nice face products. I almost said complexion products, but I don't believe that. I don't think they have complexion products that work for me, but I do think that they have face products that work for me. I've enjoyed sampling their highlight and their blushes. So I don't know, I really have my eye on this bronzer. It is $55. It makes me frustrated, so hopefully it's good. Hopefully. What Charlotte Tilbury did come out and release though, like, okay, I don't get it. Sometimes she releases things and then it takes a few weeks for it to come out on her website, and then a few weeks after that it'll come out on Sephora. But then she just also dropped this new like trio kit and it's $75. There's a mesmerizing metallic easy eye wand, a mesmerizing metallic lip and cheek thing. Are all of these lip and cheeks? Hold on, what is this? It's basically like a blush, a highlight, and an eye stick, and it's supposed to be like quick, like on the go kind of thing. This isn't a product for me. I'm not really interested in things like this. Like I can't really use too heavy of a cream product on my eye just because I have a bit of like a hooded eye situation, and I live out in the Mojave Desert. So even wearing a jacket like this is like kind of pushing it because the creams are just gonna melt. And let's just talk about it and get it out of the way. But Colourpop did release a Star Wars collection, and looking at all of it, it looks cute. You might be new to my channel and you might not know, but I used to work at Disneyland, so I'm not that interested in Disney products, unfortunately, and I was there to open up the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and that was an absolute nightmare for me. I worked in the hotels and I was getting yelled at by guests for things happening in the theme park that I have no control over, that the hotel didn't even have control over. Like, how am I supposed to help you when the ride isn't working? PTSD of guest services. But I will say, looking at the palette, this seems like a true color story to Star Wars. The lip glosses also look really cute. I'm not a fan of, I wish these were the lip oils instead of the lip glosses. They released a bug collection earlier in the year, and I have a lip oil from that, and it is a pretty like not transparent, not translucent, but like it has a little bit of like an orange pinky kind of color shift. It's really cute. They definitely could have had these shades in that same lip oil formula, and I think it would have been really awesome. I like that the lip products are a little bit more neutral leaning. I think the holiday collection that they did with, what's it called? Nightmare Before Christmas, there was a nude lipstick in there. I even got that one, and it is such a pretty, flattering color, and I think we'll see more trends like this as the year goes on, that instead of releasing like wild seasonal colors, like maybe release a nice neutral kind of nudie shade. And people want that. Like, people are more interested in the packaging rather than, I think, the shade color. Save the shade colors for the eyeshadow palette and give us, you know, like basic lip colors. I don't know, maybe you feel differently. I almost feel like I have to mention this collection, but Hipdot is doing a collab with Cup Noodle, and I mean, it's Cup Noodle. I don't know, like I understand where they're going with this. This is a nice, like, kind of neutral palette with some, I don't know, kind of shiny accessories. I don't know. I feel like there is more potential for this, but then Cup Noodle itself is also one of those like ramen brands that also does a lot of different collabs in the same way Hipdot does. Like, remember when there was the Final Fantasy cup noodles? I think there was, I know in Japan they have them for like Evangelion on all these different animes and things like that. Which is fine. I don't know, like, I guess they couldn't do like an Evangelion cup noodle collab, like, and make it an eyeshadow palette, but I kind of wish they did that instead. It just doesn't look very interesting to me, but I thought I just had to mention it because, I don't know, I'm always out here talking about Naruto and it's ramen. Milk Makeup is coming out with some new skincare stuff. It's called the Hydro Ungrip collection. There's a cleansing balm, a makeup remover, plus cleansing water, and a Hydro Ungrip reusable makeup remover pads for $25. I'm interested in trying this because I'm on the hunt for, like, I don't know, a makeup remover that I truly enjoy. I did purchase the pharmacy makeup remover, or like the cleansing balm, but the apple one, it says that it's limited edition, and probably as I'm saying this, like, the stock is like dissipating because it's been around for a while, at least on their site and a few other sites, I think like Beauty Bay, and I really enjoy it. I like the smell of apples, and that was the reason why I picked that one in particular, but it is one of the better balms that I've used, and I've used everything from like low end, like drugstore kind of thing, to like, again, higher end similar to pharmacy. But the pharmacy one I like the most. But this Milk Makeup one sounds interesting because a lot of the ingredients in it are things that I like in my skincare. I know you're just using it to wash away your makeup. It's not anything that's like staying on your face. But I don't want to use something that's too harsh on my skin to kind of get rid of my makeup. I would just like something that would just kind of help get it off. There is the cleansing water. I don't really use things like cleansing water, so I don't think I'm going to pick that up. And I'm probably not going to pick up the pads because, again, I already have something like that. Like, who doesn't have a bunch of like makeup erasers at this point? But if I get my hands on the cleansing balm, I'll be sure to let you guys know how I feel about it. This next eyeshadow palette, I'm only mentioning because it kind of like, I don't know, I just want to hate on it, I guess. Plouise is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette, and it seems to be like a green monochromatic palette. I never tried anything from Plouise. I know everyone really enjoys their eye base. They're like a brand that I think like took off from like in like the 2016 era of makeup. And as I've said before, like, I was really into makeup from like 2010 to 2014, and then I don't know, around 2015 I just got a new job and my interest kind of changed, and I just felt like makeup was kind of like scammy, and they were just pushing everything at you just so you could buy things. And so I just stopped participating in makeup. But that didn't mean that I stopped watching makeup content. I just wasn't watching as much as I was. Like, I would maybe watch one video in like a 6-month time span kind of thing. But Plouise was something that I would see a lot, especially on Instagram. And I understand there needs to be like a green monochromatic palette. What I don't understand is why every brand thinks that they are the first ones to do it, because there's so many out there. My green monochromatic palette does come from like BH Cosmetics, and I think it is discontinued. I don't think you can buy the pistachio palette anymore. But even then, that was like what, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades? Like, it wasn't that many. This is a lot of shades, and they all look kind of similar, and they're powders. You can kind of mix them together to get a different tone. And I mean, I'm wearing the Hella palette today, and I use 3 different greens, but how I mix them together, like, it just kind of gives me a whole look. I don't know. I think if you have the Hella palette, you don't need this. That's just what I'm gonna say. There's a new MAC and Stranger Things collab coming out, and when I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, MAC is like actually doing something. But then the more that I look at it, the more I'm like, did they miss something? Like, did they miss the mark? Like, who cares about Stranger Things? You know? And maybe you do. Maybe you're a big fan of the show, but I feel like the hype for that show, like, isn't the same. People were talking about that show the way people talk about Euphoria now, like Euphoria inspired looks. People were doing like the whole 11 thing. Looking at the collection, again, they're doing the like neutrally kind of lip thing, but in the fun packaging. I like that. The eyeshadow palettes, I don't know, looking at the color stories, like, what am I going to do with it? Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, what kind of eye look could I do? Can I put together? But I'm sure someone who is better at color theory and things like that could figure it out. Just one seems to be more like light and bright, and then the other one is kind of like deep and grungy. But that seems to be kind of like the theme of Stranger Things right now. I guess like a new season is coming out, so maybe that's what this is for. The packaging looks really cute. Like, I don't know, compared to the MAC and Sims collection where they just threw the Sims logo on things, this is really impressive. I feel like MAC has had like a long running theme with kind of missing the mark on their collabs. This looks like there was at least thought put into it, but then I wonder, like, is it a little too late? I don't know, but when does this come out? Coming soon, May, on their and retailer sites. It's now available in Europe. So if you're living in Europe and you have gotten your hands on this, do you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And this is already out. Everyone's already posting their videos and PR and all that fun stuff. But Glam Light did a collab with Frosted Flakes. But I have some things to say. So Glam Light is doing kind of like the Hipdot thing, I think, but they're doing it in a classy way. So when I looked at the Instant Noodle collection, obviously I was not impressed. It was like, it's whatever, it's kind of boring. But looking at this Frosted Flake collab, it looks very interesting. Like, there's oranges and blues, and they could have just gone with like a really vanilla, like, neutral palette with some pops of blue, maybe an orange in there. But this looks really nice. Like, this looks like it could cater to those who maybe don't do as colorful as looks as normal. This looks like this can cater to people who do colorful looks as well as those who do a little bit more neutral leaning looks. I think it looks really cute. I'm personally not a huge fan of Frosted Flakes. And this isn't like the food item for me that I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. Especially with the color story. I appreciate it, but it's not for me. There seems to be like a loose highlight that looks like it has like the cereal bowl. I think that's really nice, and this packaging makes me excited for the brand, because if they're doing stuff like this, I wonder what else they could do with other brands. Like, are they gonna have like a cereal line maybe that comes with a loose highlight and it has like the similar kind of thing? That would be pretty fun. Like, what if they did like I know it's called Cocoa Pebbles, but what's the rainbow one? Rainbow Pebbles? Is it called Rainbow Pebbles? Why can't I remember? I'll put a picture here. But if they could do something like that and it was more of like a rainbowy kind of like highlight, you know, like multi-shifts in it, that would be kind of fun, right? I do like the lip liner collections. There are two lip duos, it seems. One is like a gloss and then the other one is a lipstick. The lipstick is more of like like a nudie orange, and then the lip gloss is more of like a blue, I think. Again, this is just exciting for the brand. I'm excited to see what they come out with. A lot of their food collabs that they've been doing lately have been really nice. Like not just kind of gimmicky kind of releases, but like thought put into it. So maybe they're gonna like do a collab with like a food brand that I super love, and then I'm gonna be all about it. We'll see. And then I think my last bit of like makeup news that I have for you guys is that Haus Labs is coming to Sephora, but it's coming under the Clean Artistry Makeup. Comes out June 9th. I know Haus Labs was specifically a like Amazon exclusive kind of brand. Was it clean? Like, was it, like, I don't know. If it's clean, does it also mean vegan, or is clean and vegan two separate things? Also, what is clean beauty exactly? Because you're still putting products in like plastics and things. I don't know. I don't know if I really buy so much into like the clean aspect, but I definitely try to shop cruelty vegan as much as I can. I don't know. This makes me interested because I feel like what was released on the Amazon site was more of like the classy era of Lady Gaga, if you will. I feel like she did American Horror Story and like shifted her whole kind of like aesthetic to old-timey Hollywood. But then I remember when Lady Gaga came out and she's doing the telephone video with Beyonce, and she's wearing like, you know, like her hair's rolled with like beer cans, and she's wearing like the studded jacket and stuff. She always has fun with color. So I think a lot of the complaint was that that was something that was missing in her collection. I think Lady Gaga has different aesthetics that we might remember her from, and she may have grown out of it. I don't know, she kind of reminds me of like Lana Del Rey and like Rihanna, and in that same vein of just like, they have different looks for different eras of their life, and you can really resonate one aesthetic with them, like because that was when you tuned into them, but they may have outgrown that. Like for me, Lana Del Rey will always be like the ultraviolet kind of era, you know, but she's not doing that anymore. I think she even has like new albums beyond the like, didn't she release one about like smoke trails? Like from planes? Is that the name of the album, Smoke Trails? But I think she has like 2 albums after that, maybe. I don't know. And Rihanna hasn't released anything. She's just like now a makeup mogul who is gonna be an expected mother. I'm excited to see what happens with Lady Gaga and this brand, especially after the House of Gucci movie. I feel like that kind of elevated her in some way that like maybe people who kind of just remembered her as like, oh, she wore the meat dress, like kind of brought her back into their lives. I don't know. Like I just feel like House of Gucci came out and then Lady Gaga was just kind of like everywhere. Like, but that's all I had this week for new makeup releases. And some of them were new, I think, and some of them was old news. But let me know in the comments down below what caught your eye. Are you going to pick up anything from the Glam Light Frosted Flakes collection? Are you interested in that Star Wars collection from Colourpop? If you have it, how do you like it? I've heard some like kind of mixed reviews about the palette, but some people like the shimmer shades, some people don't. But if you enjoyed spending time with me today, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.